One of the important things when working with quadratic equations is to be able to identify the x and the y intercepts. You can see here I have 4 examples of quadratic equations, and in this video I'm going to go ahead and find the x as well as the y intercepts fast. Now when I'm talking about finding the x and the y intercepts fast, what I'm talking about doing is being able to look at them by inspection and being able to identify what exactly is going to be their intercept. Because a lot of students sometimes will look at them, they maybe will take a little bit of work, and they don't really understand how to be able to do this quickly. So in this video, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and I will break down each of these, how I can just look at them and be able to identify what exactly is going to be my answer in this case. So x equals a -5, I wrote that one down wrong. Sorry about that. That's a -5, and x is equal to a +1. Here, y is equal to a -5. Now, I'll get to the bonus here at the end, but I want to kind of break down exactly for each of these problems what I am looking for to be able to understand and identify both the x and the y intercepts. So let's start with number 1, and this is going to be a quadratic that is in what we call our vertex form. Now, when I'm talking about our vertex form, if we just look at the parent graph of the quadratic equation, it looks something like this, right? Now, when we have a -1, what that's doing is that's shifting the graph down 1 unit. So now you can see from my x and my y intercept at the vertex is at 0, 0, I now am shifting the graph down 1 unit. So that's a quick way to be able to identify what my new y-intercept, which is going to be, which is y equals -1. Now, to understand the x-intercept, I think the easiest and best approach to always, for all of these problems, is to remember to set y equal to 0 and then solve for x. So in this example, you have 0 equals a x squared minus 1. Now, we could factor this, or you could add the 1, introduce the square root of both sides, and what you'll see is x equals a 1 as well as x equals a -1. Now for number 2, again, going into this factoring approach, I immediately look at this. I now recognize though, I can't use the square root method, right? Because I now have 2 x's. So I know I'm going to have to go into factoring. So if I have 0 equals -x squared minus x, again, I'm going to find the x-intercept first, right? I'm setting y is equal to 0. And then in this case, what I can do here is I can factor out a -x, and that's going to give me with an x plus 1. So again, now that I have a product of 2 factors equal to 0, I can set both of these equal to 0. So -x equals 0, and an x plus 1 is equal to 0. Well, again, this is still just going to be x equals 0, and this is going to be an x equals -1. Now for number 3, it actually starts getting a little bit even easier here. And I know it kind of brings into factoring, so it might be like an oxymoron for students, but like, how is factoring going to be easier? But when we look at this, again, if we can just remember, the x-intercept is when y equals 0. The y-intercept is when x equals 0. So if I take number 3 and I set it equal to 0, I just need to understand in my head, if this is factorable, I can be able to quickly identify what the x-intercepts are. And again, I immediately see a square number at the end, and I know x is squared. So I immediately start to look, is this a perfect square trinomial? Can this perfect square trinomial that can be factored down into a binomial squared? And yes, this can be factored down into x plus 5 times x plus 5, which is simply just an x plus 5 quantity squared. So now I can introduce a square root on both sides, and I get x equals a -5, which is actually going to be a repeated x-intercept. It only shows up once on the graph, but later on in math, we talk about that a little bit more as multiplicity. Now for number 4, again, we get it. Oh, before, got to get to my y-intercept. But again, the y-intercept is really simple. Y-intercept is when x equals 0. 0 squared, 0. 10 times 0, 0. You just have 25. So y is equal to a 25. Like you can easily quickly look at that problem. And if once you get your foundation set for factoring, you can factor in your head, realize though, even though the factor form is x plus 5 quantity squared, when you go ahead and solve, so I can't tell you how many times students will take this y equals x squared minus 4x minus 5. Let me just double check and make sure I had it there. Okay, good. And they take the factors as your intercepts. Don't want you to do that, okay? So again, to factor this or to find the x-intercepts fast, we have to recognize, all right, we're going to set y is equal to 0. So let me actually go ahead and change that. Sorry. So we're going to set this, thinking in my head, to 0. And then I need to factor this. What 2 numbers multiply to give me -5, add to give me -4. Hopefully you're coming up with an x minus 5. And an x plus 1 is the factored form. Now, again, the mistake that a lot of students will make is to say x equals -5, x equals +1. Oh, shoot, did I mess it up? I did. I did factor that on. factor them. That's incorrect. That's supposed to be a plus. And this is supposed to be a -1, right? Yeah. Oh my God, I switched it up in my head too. So there you go. You can see the mistake in real time. Because this is the factored form, right? We take the zero product property, we set it equal to 0, and now we're going to have x minus 5 is equal to 0, x plus 1 is equal to 0. So again, now when we solve, what we're going to get is x equals 5 and x equals -1. So let's talk about the caveat to doing math fast. When you're doing math fast, even though you might have done all of these things, it's quick and easy, ladies and gentlemen, to make a mistake in your head. So while I love being able to understand how to factor them, you're also, just like myself, very prone to be able to make mistakes. So make sure you're being careful. Okay. But the y-intercept is going to be relatively easy. 0 squared minus 4 times 0, y is equal to -5. So ladies and gentlemen, you can see that is it. Now let's get into the bonus, because when we're thinking about doing things fast, what about when we have problems like this? Y equals x squared plus 1. Okay. Now again, if we just follow with our general understanding here, if I put 0 in for y and then go and solve, what I'm going to get is an x squared is equal to a -1. And when I introduce the square to both sides, I'm trying to take the square root of a negative number, which in our real number system is not going to exist. So therefore, this is an example of no x intercepts. Okay, this is not going to cross the intercept, but my y-intercept is simply, if you remember going back to vertical transformations, it's just going to be a +1. So it'd be y is equal to a +1. Now, the other one that we have is going to be, what about if I had something y equals x squared plus a 3x plus 1? Was this the one I had? Yeah. Now, in this case, if you look to try to be factorable, right, you set it equals y equals 0, and you try to factor, you realize, hey, this is not factorable, right? But it's not going to be a no x-intercept example. What this is going to be is now we need to be able to apply the quadratic formula. It could be a no x-intercept, but we don't know. We have to be able to identify using the quadratic formula what exactly are going to be those x-intercepts or the no x-intercepts. And actually, in this example, what we're going to have is x equals, I worked it on there, yeah, it was a -3 plus or minus the square root of 5, all divided by 2. So we're going to have 2 of them, but these are going to be some examples of irrational example. So if you want to see me work through some more quadratic formula or finding some x-intercept or graphing, anything about quadratics, I'll make sure I have the links to all of those videos at the end of this video or in the description down below. Cheers.